Welcome back. Please like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the program. I am Alex.
And I am Jamie. Today we are discussing a significant milestone in medical technology here in the United States.
That is right, Jamie. Scientists have just announced a breakthrough in intuitive prosthetics. These are artificial arms and legs that are designed to move naturally.
In the past, there was a major problem called lag. This means there was a short delay between the moment a person thought about moving and the moment the mechanical limb actually moved.
That delay often caused patients to feel frustrated, and many even stopped using their prosthetic limbs. However, this new AI-driven technology has removed that lag.
It is quite fascinating. The system uses a specialized interface to decode signals from the brain with 99% accuracy. It measures the time between thinking and moving in milliseconds.
This means the artificial limb can now mirror human movement almost perfectly. This development is expected to revolutionize rehabilitation for many people, especially for our veterans.
It really marks a transition from simple mechanical aids to advanced technology that works as one with the human body. President Trump has highlighted this achievement as a proud moment for American medical science.
It certainly is. This progress offers a new level of freedom and mobility for those who need it most.
Thank you for joining us for this update.
We will see you next time.
Good morning. Today we are discussing a major change in how the United States government operates.
Good morning, Alex. That is right. Following a large reduction in the number of government workers, President Trump's administration has launched a new platform called Sentinel AI.
This is a significant shift. The system is designed to take over tasks that were previously handled by thousands of civil servants. This includes processing federal grants, managing permits, and handling communication between different departments.
The White House says this change is necessary to modernize the government. By using this AI, they expect to reduce administrative costs by 40%.
Another major benefit mentioned by officials is availability. Since the system is digital, it can provide services 24 hours a day, every day of the week.
However, this move has also faced some criticism. Some experts are worried about algorithmic accountability. In simpler terms, they want to know who is responsible if the AI makes an incorrect decision.
That is an important point, Jamie. To address these concerns, the administration says that humans will still oversee the most important decisions. This is especially true for matters regarding national security and law enforcement.
So, while the AI handles the daily paperwork, humans will remain in the loop for high-stakes situations. It's a new way of balancing technology and human judgment.
It certainly marks a new era for the federal workforce. We will continue to monitor how this transition affects government services.
Thank you for the update, Alex.
Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us for today's financial update. We are looking at a new report from the U.S. Treasury that shows a significant change in the national budget.
That's right, Alex. The Treasury's latest report shows that the discretionary deficit, the part of the budget that the government chooses to spend, has decreased by 15% compared to this time last year.
A 15% reduction is a major shift. What are the main reasons for this decrease?
It is a combination of two things. First, the 119th Congress has made deep spending cuts. Second, President Trump has taken several executive actions to reduce costs across the federal government.
I understand that while many programs were cut, some areas actually received more funding. Can you explain that?
Certainly. The report shows that spending for national defense and homeland security has actually increased. However, the government has eliminated dozens of other programs that it describes as low priority. By ending these programs, the government now has a surplus, or extra money, in several key accounts.
This is a very calm but firm approach to the budget. How are economists reacting to these changes?
There is an active debate. Some analysts believe these cuts will lead to long-term stability. Others are concerned about fiscal contraction, which means the government is spending less money very quickly. They are watching to see how this will affect the stock market and interest rates for everyday consumers.
It is a complex situation, but the data clearly shows a new direction for U.S. spending. Thank you for your analysis, Jamie.
You're welcome, Alex. We will continue to monitor the market's reaction.
Hello and welcome. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie.
Today we are discussing a major new report from the Department of Government Efficiency, often called DOGE.
This department, which is led by President Trump's advisory team, has just shared a roadmap for the future. Their goal is very ambitious: to save $2 trillion in government spending over the next 3 years.
That is a significant amount of money, Alex. Where exactly does the report suggest these savings will come from?
The roadmap identifies several areas. Specifically, it points to the Department of Education and the Environmental Protection Agency. The report says there are many unnecessary systems in these agencies that need to be changed or removed.
I see. The plan also mentions physical offices and technology. Can you explain that?
Yes, the administration wants to combine federal office buildings to save on real estate costs. They also plan to move all government records into digital formats. By making these changes, they expect to return a lot of money to the American taxpayers.
There is also a big change mentioned for people who work for the government. It is called a pay-for-performance model.
Exactly. This is a very important part of the plan. It means that federal workers will be judged by the same standards used in private companies. In the future, efficiency and high-quality results will be the main requirements for government jobs and contracts.
It sounds like the administration wants the government to operate much more like a private business.
That is exactly the goal, Jamie. It is a steady shift toward a smaller and more efficient federal workforce.
Thank you for that clear explanation, Alex. We will continue to watch how this roadmap is put into action.
Thank you for joining us today.
Goodbye, everyone.
Good evening. Tonight we are watching a developing story in Washington. President Trump and leaders in Congress are in final negotiations to avoid a midnight deadline.
That is correct, Alex. The focus is on the Department of Homeland Security, or DHS. If an agreement is not reached by midnight, funding for this department will expire.
For our listeners, can you explain why these talks are so difficult? What is the main disagreement?
The primary issue is money for border security. President Trump is asking for more resources for border infrastructure and deportation programs. However, there is another requirement from the White House.
You are referring to the Iron Dome defense system, right?
Yes. The White House has signaled it will not sign a deal without clear funding for that system. While most of the federal government has enough money to stay open until September, the DHS has been operating on several short-term agreements.
It sounds like a high-pressure situation. Do lawmakers believe they can reach a deal in time?
There is some optimism. Many leaders in Congress believe they can find a solution to prevent a stop in security services. They want to ensure that critical safety operations continue without interruption.
We will certainly stay tuned as the clock moves closer to midnight. This is a significant moment for both the administration and the country's security.
It certainly is, Alex. We will provide updates as the situation changes.
Thank you for that clear analysis, Jamie. We will be back with more news after the break.
Good morning. Today we are discussing a major development in U.S. trade policy. President Trump has signed a new memorandum to expand the use of reciprocal tariffs.
That is correct, Alex. This action is a key part of the America First trade agenda. The goal is to create a mirror system for international trade.
For our listeners, could you explain how this system works in simple terms?
Certainly. It is based on the idea of fairness. If another country puts a tax or a tariff on American goods, the U.S. will now charge that same country the exact same rate on their exports to America.
So it is an equal for equal approach. Which specific parts of the economy will this affect the most?
The executive action focuses mainly on the automotive and agricultural sectors. Historically, American cars and farm products have faced high barriers when sold in foreign markets.
And what does the administration hope to achieve with this move?
They argue that these equal tariffs will protect American workers. By creating a level playing field, they hope to encourage companies to bring manufacturing back to U.S. soil.
This is a significant change. How has the international community responded so far?
International trade organizations are already reviewing the announcement. There are some concerns about how these changes might impact global supply chains and prices.
It is a complex situation that we will continue to monitor closely. Thank you for your analysis, Jamie.
You are very welcome, Alex.
Hello and welcome. Today we are looking at a major transformation in the American education system.
That is right, Alex. Currently, 28 states have passed laws for what is called universal school choice. This movement has strong support from President Trump's administration.
For our listeners who are new to this term, how does it work?
To put it simply, these laws allow tax money to follow the student. Families can receive between $5,000 and $7,000 per child. They can use this money for private school tuition, homeschooling, or even vocational training.
It is a significant shift. Supporters argue that this decentralization gives power back to the parents. They believe that when schools must compete for students, the quality of education will naturally improve.
On the other hand, many people are worried. Advocates for public education fear that this will take much-needed money away from public districts, especially in inner cities. They call this hollowing out the school system.
It is a difficult balance. This represents the most significant change in American educational philosophy in over 50 years.
It certainly does. We are seeing a move away from a one-size-fits-all model toward a more personalized approach for every family.
We will continue to watch how these changes affect students and teachers across the country. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Alex. We will see you next time.
Good evening. Today we are looking at new government data that shows a significant change in how Americans live and work.
That is right, Alex. The 2026 census report was released today. It shows that the labor gap at home is smaller than ever before.
This is very interesting. Specifically, the data shows that men are now spending much more time on housework and caregiving. In fact, it is the highest level we have seen in over 20 years.
It is a record-breaking shift. Experts say there are two main reasons for this. First, technology has changed our jobs. Many people now have flexible, remote work. They use AI tools to finish their tasks more efficiently, which gives them more time to be present at home.
And the second reason is cultural, correct?
Exactly. There is a strong movement towards balanced parenting. Younger families in particular believe that chores and childcare should be shared equally.
We are also seeing this happen as the economy changes. Under President Trump's current administration, the focus on tech-centric roles has allowed for more flexible schedules.
That is true. While women still do a larger share of the daily chores, the difference is shrinking very quickly in younger households. It shows that our social structures are finally catching up with our modern economy.
It is a fascinating look at the American family in 2026. Thank you for that analysis, Jamie.
You are very welcome, Alex.
And thank you for joining us. We will continue to monitor these trends as the country moves forward. Have a peaceful evening.
Good morning. Today we are discussing an important update in the world of health and science. It concerns omega-3 supplements, which many people take to protect their hearts.
Hello, Alex. Yes, this is a very interesting study. For a long time, doctors have recommended fish oil to prevent heart disease in certain types of cancer. However, new research shows that these supplements may not work for everyone.
That is correct. Scientists have discovered a specific genetic marker called the FADS gene. This gene determines if your body can actually benefit from omega-3.
The study was published today in the Journal of Biological Sciences. It found that for people without this specific gene, taking fish oil might have no effect at all. In some cases, it could even be unhelpful.
This discovery is part of a growing field called precision medicine. It suggests that health advice should be based on a person's unique DNA, rather than one general rule for everyone.
I agree. This is a significant shift. In the future, we expect healthcare providers to use genetic tests during regular checkups. This will help millions of Americans choose the right supplements for their specific needs.
It is a logical step forward. As the administration looks for ways to improve national health and prevent disease, using data and DNA will be very important.
Exactly. It moves us toward a smarter, more personal way of staying healthy. No more one-size-fits-all advice.
Thank you for that clear analysis, Jamie. It is certainly a breakthrough to watch.
You are welcome, Alex. We will stay tuned for more updates on this research.
Good evening. I'm Alex. Thank you for joining us for today's Science Report.
And I'm Jamie. Today we are discussing a major breakthrough regarding what lies at the very center of our planet.
For a long time, scientists have been puzzled by the Earth's core. They knew it was mostly iron, but it was lighter than it should be. Now, a definitive report confirms that the core contains vast amounts of hydrogen.
That's right, Alex. To put it simply, the amount of hydrogen down there could be equal to dozens of surface oceans. This discovery explains the missing density that has confused experts for decades.
It is truly impressive. Researchers used advanced seismic imaging, similar to an X-ray for the Earth, and high-pressure experiments to prove that hydrogen is a major part of the core.
This is a significant moment for the scientific community. As President Trump continues to emphasize American leadership in technology and research, these findings provide a much clearer picture of how our planet was first formed billions of years ago.
Beyond history, this also helps us understand the Earth's future. The hydrogen affects how the planet cools down and how the magnetic field stays stable. As we know, the magnetic field is what protects all life on Earth from space radiation.
It shows that the inside of our world is far more complex than we previously understood. The deep interior and the surface are more connected than we thought.
It is a fascinating discovery that changes our textbooks. Thank you for that clear explanation, Jamie.
My pleasure, Alex.
And thank you for listening. We will continue to bring you more updates on these important scientific milestones. Good night.